मर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. All right, today we are, of course, chapter 3 and verse 41. Okay. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर् एकेह कुरु नन्दन. एकेह कुरु नन्दन. बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्. बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्. Oh, joy of Gurus! In this blessed path, the intellect is determinate and concentrated, whereas the intellect of the undecided, infirm, is scattered in many directions and is endlessly diverse. Now in these next two verses, Bhagavan Krishna explains to Arjuna how to attain equanimity, samatha. Okay. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha Kuru Nandana. To a seeker of God realization, the intellect is determinate and single-pointed. He has only one decision, and that is to attain equanimity in the form of God realization. Attachment to the world is the main obstacle to this attainment of equanimity, and that can be removed through determinate intellect. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Determinate intellect. Firm decision. Look, the objects of the world are not bad, but attachment to that object or those objects is creating problem. Something is good, yes, but the moment it can be an individual or it can be an object under the sky. Okay, the moment we get attached, then the problem starts, because then we are looking for the relation my and mine, and that's how the problem starts. Why is the determinate intellect one? Vyavashayatmika buddhi ekeha, ek, one. The reason is that in it there is renunciation of desire for worldly objects, etc. This renunciation of desire is singular, whether it pertains to wealth and riches or honor and praise, but there are objects of different types, and a person wants to acquire these, just as there are different kinds of objects, such as different kinds of sweets. In the same way, there are endless desires for acquiring numerous objects of various types in various ways. Therefore, a desirous person cannot have one intellect. It's long. Very simple. The moment you renounce, okay, it's one. Okay. Right. Okay. Here, since Swami Ram Sukdas ji has given an example of sweets, not sweets what we call in South Africa, the chocolate or sweeties, okay, mithai in Gujarati or Hindi, and that can be barfi, jalebi, magaj, mohanthal, and so on. Now, right, the moment I'm just giving you very rough example, but worldly example. It may not exactly correlate what Bhagwan wants to say. For example, okay, I have stopped eating sugar. Okay. The moment that renunciation has taken place, but with sugar, that means Basudi also stopped, Dudpak also stopped, Jalebi also stopped, Penda also stopped, Barfi also stopped, Mohanthal also stopped. So in that context, it says there are different kind of objects. Let's put different kind of mithai. But renunciation, once it is done, is done. Then you don't have to say specifically that I have stopped barfi, I have stopped penda, because the moment you have stopped sugar, khan, okay, that covers everything. Here, I mean, again, let me tell you again, this is not the exact explanation, but just for our understanding, I am using this. So, therefore, a desirous person cannot have one intellect. Okay. But now go other way around. Okay. I have stopped only barfi. That means I can have jalebi. I have stopped jalebi. That means I can have penda. This, if you correlate with this, right? What it says, what Swamiji writes is, this renunciation of desire is singular, whether it pertains to wealth and riches or honor. Okay, I have stopped that. Okay, I have stopped taking money for an example, right? Okay, but if somebody pays me honor, okay, I'm fine. I will be pleased. Different way. That's the renunciation is renunciation. In that context, it has been used. Vyavashayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana is Arjun. Okay, so and that's it says, and that can be removed through determinate intellect. In the discipline of action means karma yoga, which we are talking now, and in the discipline of devotion, okay, there is mention of intellect, which is determinate and single pointed, but it is not so in the discipline of knowledge. The reason is that in the discipline of knowledge, one comes to know the self first. That is, self first means self-realization, or in the Vedantic word Atma Sakshatkar, and then his intellect becomes determinate and pointed. While in the discipline of action as well as devotion, action Karma Yoga, devotion Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Marg, it is determinate intellect which comes first, and then it follows by the self-realization. Okay, let's try to make it little easy. The moment, okay, we have convinced ourselves through, when I say convince, intellect, okay, with the buddhi, okay, that I must do this charity. What it says, while in the discipline of action as well as devotion, it is determinate intellect which comes first. Buddhima utrigyut has decided with my intellect that I must do this charity. And that charity or that particular action leads me towards self-realization. Okay. And the same example can be used for the Bhakti Yoga or the Bhakti Marg, devotion. Okay. I must do, okay, I mean, I'm just giving again the rough definition of bhakti. We can have one special session for the to explain bhakti, okay. But in our day-to-day term, what we know bhakti is, okay, માળા કરવાની, okay, ભગવાનને ફૂલ ચડાવવાનું, દીવો કરવાનો, whatever, etc. Right? I have started doing 11 mala for an example daily, right? So that means I have convinced myself through my intellect that I'll be doing that, and that can lead me to the self-realization. I just made it, I just tried to make it easy to understand. Therefore, in the discipline of knowledge, there is importance of knowledge, while in the discipline of devotion and action, there is importance of single-minded pursuit. Of course, and that's why, I mean, look, the elderly, the saints says that, I mean, all three are one, interlinked, but they say the Gnan Marg, the path of knowledge, the Bhakti Marg, the path of devotion, the Karma Yoga, the path of action. But sages, the saints, the great men who always think for the common man like you and me, they say for us, relatively, okay, I'm going to use the word now, relatively easy is the path of bhakti or the devotion. Again, relatively easy is the path of action. Knowledge is one thing, okay, again, it all interlinked, but for our understanding, I'm just using this and giving an example. Knowledge, now Atma and Paramatma and Anatma, and right, that's for the common man to understand, is not that simple or easy. Okay, and that's how from generations in our family, our father, forefather, right? If you don't do, right, all right, fast on Agyaras, okay? If that also you can't do, make sure that you light a divo before you go out. Or once you have taken shower, please do that. Small thing. Yeah, because in the last verse we have discussed that Swalpamavi dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even the small action, small effort, small effort. That is important. And that's why, of course, as I told you, it's bhakti, even the path of bhakti or devotion, it's not that easy, but that's why I use the word relatively. The bhakti word itself can take at least one session to understand. Anyway, so बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च buddhayo vyavasayinam. The infirm in mind, being desire-ridden, clings to pleasure and prosperity, and so the intellect of such persons grow endlessly. For example, they may have a desire to get a son. The means adopted for the fulfillment of other desire, such as medicine, oblation, and blessing of a saint, etc., are branches of the same desire. Similarly, a man wants to get money. Okay, one we have seen the example for the family. Okay, my family should grow. Okay. Similarly, a man wants to get money of this in one desire, and to get it through business, service, okay, buy, borrow, or steal. I need money. Or by cheating, or by doing anything. There are any branches of that intellect. Such a man with endless desire, having many branches, cannot even take decision about God realization. Because when we work, it might be good to use the word multitask. But on the path of spiritual progress or the spiritual development, okay, then we still want to carry with that multitask. Difficult to help. And in that context, Bhagavan has used Ekeha Kurunandana. Ek. One pointed. I think in next, not in this chapter, it will come the Bhaktira Avyabhicharini. One pointed, single pointed. And then we try to justify everything is one. Yeah, everything is one. But my devotion, that's how I want to progress. I want to develop on the spiritual path. That is more important. That we must not forget. Okay. The real aim is only one. Unless a man has a singular aim, he has endless aims, and there are numerous branches of each aim. He has endless desires, and the means for the fulfillment of each desire are also many. Because in that case, if there are so many, then we won't be able to take a decision. And then when the child come and I happen to meet that child is in grade 10, 11, and normally I interact and ask what you want to do. If I get the immediate answer, that really makes me happy. And some of them will say, let me see, I may do this, I may do that. It's not going to help. I'm not saying that those are all failures, but you must have, even in the material world, the goal should be set. You can't keep on thinking that I might be doing, I will be doing this, and let me see when the result come or when the report come, and then I will think. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. So that equally important in the material world also. Right. Now the verse 42. What 42 and 43 will be taking together. Okay. Yamimam pushpitam vacham Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitah pravadantya vipaschitah वेदवादरतः पार्थ वेदवादरतः पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः कामात्मानः स्वर्गपरा कामात्मानः स्वर्गपरा जन्म कर्म फलप्रदाम् जन्म कर्म फलप्रदाम् क्रियाविशेष बहुलाम् क्रियाविशेष बहुलां भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति. Arjun, those who are obsessed by desires, who looks upon heaven as the supreme goal and argue that there is nothing beyond heaven and pleasures, and who are devoted to the letter of the Vedas, are unwise. They make this type of flowery speeches recommending many acts of various kinds for attainment of pleasure and prosperity, and with rebirth as their fruit. Initially, if we see this translation, okay, we have that feeling or the impression in our mind that Bhagwan is criticizing the Veda. In English we say Vedas, Veda. The correct word or the pronunciation is Veda. So, but we need to try to understand what is written between the lines, meaning what is said between the lines, what Bhagwan wants to say. There, we just stuck with the prosperity, the wealth, and the result is the heaven, the pleasure, the enjoyment, right? But that is not enough. There's something more beyond that, and that is the individual soul should get merged with the universal soul. Because, I think in the 9th chapter it will come, Kshine Punye Loke Kshine Punye Martyulaka Vishanti, something like that. I forgot that. Right. You have done something good, all merit, okay, all that good actions, okay, and fruit of those actions are credited in your account, okay, and you have got the reward for that, and you got heaven, right? But the moment that balance is zero, Shine Punye Martya Loka Vishanti, come back. Whereas Bhagwan says there is something beyond, above the heaven, and that I should seek for my purpose in this world. That who am I? From where I have come? And what is my final abode or the destination? Is the individual soul should always keep on trying. The final destination is the universal soul. That realizes, and that we need to understand, because again, I think a long time I haven't used the Ishavasha Vidam Sarvam. This whole world is enveloped by the Supreme Soul, the universal soul, that is Paramatma. So whatever happening is happening in Him only. Okay, forget about that. Let me give you another example. We may not on regular basis, but we normally visit the seashore, the different beaches. Okay, we see that the ocean there. Okay, normally we take drive, or we are in that, maybe Durban, Cape Town, East London, whatever it is, P, whatever it is. Okay, we sit there and we watch. Okay,
It's 20 hours.
The waves. Okay, we can see the waves come far. So the waves born in ocean, and by the time it comes to the shore, it disappears. So it has come from the ocean and it disappears in the ocean. So what happened? Birth of wave and the death of wave all happen in ocean. Are you getting me? So it's all ocean. Similarly, again Ishavasya, it's all, whole world is enveloped or covered by His power. So whatever happens happens in him, H capital. In him. It can be me, it can be you, or it can be anything. ईशावाशविदं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यान् जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीता मागृदः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. So that it all happening in him, that we need to understand. So as initially we might feel that Bhagavan is criticizing the Veda. No, mainly the people who are ritualistic. For them only one thing is rituals. To warn them or to explain them that there is something beyond this. Yes, you engage yourself, you achieve that goal, but you must not stuck there. And then that's why it's the for the attainment of pleasure and prosperity, and with rebirth and the fruit. Then punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani chathaireshayanam. Then the cycle. We need to seek for the self-realization. Kamat manah, desire-ridden are those whose sole aim in life is to hunt after enjoyment. Eat, drink and be merry. They think that it is nothing but desire which inspires a man to action. And without it, a man is stone dead. Moreover, they identify themselves with desires. But the fact is that a man himself is fragment of God and thus is eternal, while desires are fleeting and these increase and decreases. The self and desire are totally distinct, but desire-ridden people never realize this distinction, and it is only out of delusion that they identify themselves with desires. There is something more important, something very special, and Bhagavan has kept it for all of us. But if we don't think about it, it's not going to come in our hands automatically. Swarga para, they look upon heaven and its pleasure as their supreme goal. But it is not the supreme goal. As their supreme goal, and all their efforts are directed towards that base end. Here the term Swargapara refers to such men who have faith and belief in heaven, etc., as described in the Veda and Scripture. Vedavadartaha partha nandyat astiti vadinah. They are interested in the rituals only for the sake of ritualistic contents, which deal with earthly and heavenly pleasure. The aim of their life is to enjoy celestial pleasure. Again, eat, drink and marry, maja karo. Here and hereafter, rather than to attain God realization. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravdantyas vipaschitah. They cannot discriminate between the real and the unreal. Okay. Let me give the another word of unreal. They cannot discriminate between real and real. Real is real and real is the movie. So we need to know what is real and what is real. Real life is always different than the real life. But we get so attached when we go to bioscope. But they get paid for that. And who are paying them? Indirectly we. Of course, for the entertainment purpose is a different story. What I mean to say that we need to know what is real and what is real, what is unreal. The perishable and the imperishable. Such unwise persons utter flowery words of the Ved which describes and recommend various acts for the attainment of pleasure and prosperity. Yes. Pushpitam Vani. Yamimam Pushpitam Vacha Parodantyascha Vipaschitaha. Here the word Pushpita has been used to show that such speech is just flowery, with an attractive appearance, without bearing any permanent fruit. Satisfaction comes out of fruit only, nor from flower and leaves. Janma karma phalapradam. That flowery way, instead of giving any permanent and eternal fruit, gives fruit which prolongs the wheel of birth and death. In language, flowery importance is attached to pleasure, and attachment to pleasure is the cause of birth. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam Bhogeshwaryam Gatim Prati. That flowery utterance deals with a number of rituals for the attainment of pleasure and prosperity. In these rituals, there is abundance of different kinds of rites involving various methods, action, objects, and much strenuous physical labor. That from the 13th chapter. So, again, you must not misunderstand that. But Bhagwan wants to take Arjun, keeping Arjun as representative, all of us onto the next level. Yeah, rituals are good. We all are doing. We will be doing. We'll keep on doing. But we must not stop there. You must aim for something higher, higher, higher and higher. That always should be remembered. Yeah. So rituals be yagana, havan, fasting, observations, whatever we do, it's fine. But with that, we must keep reminding ourselves that my final goal, my final destination, or the abode is the merging with Him. It sounds difficult. It's not that easy, that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay. But similarly, at the same token, we must not give up. We must keep on trying. Keep on trying. Okay. We're going to conclude today's Gita class. Okay. Whatever you like, whatever you enjoyed, credit goes to all the great men, all the saints, all the scriptures, whatever I have heard, I have read, I have studied. Absolutely nothing belongs to me. Okay. And as we know that our main reference book for the Gita class is Pandit Ram Sukdas Ji's Sadhak Sanjeevani. we will be reciting the 73rd verse of 18th chapter. Okay. नष्टो मोहः स्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान्मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव.